The Bachelor of Innovation in Game Design and Development has been in place at the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs since fall of 2007. Dr. Tim Shamlard, the program director of that degree program, is also the CEO of Peak Game Studios, an independent game development company he started with his two sons back in summer of 2007. So we have a new science and engineering building at UCCS, and one of the components of that building is 5 imagination stations that are spread throughout the building. And these imagination stations have 42-inch displays connected to a computer housed in a podium. And the way that users of these imagination stations interact with the software is through 4 Xbox 360 controllers. So the big idea was that these imagination stations would be used to motivate, by and large, middle school students who are touring the building to make them interested in science and engineering topics. So essentially we had this problem that we needed to build a content management system that had an interesting and engaging interface and provided interesting content for those middle schoolers. So what we did was the College of Engineering and Applied Science and Letters and Arts and Sciences at UCCS contracted with Peak Game Studios to actually develop the front end for the system under the condition that a lot of the effort would be allocated to game developers. Students at UCCS. And so what we're looking at here is the sort of result of that effort. You'll notice that this is an engaging interface. There are a whole bunch of different user interfaces that you could approach, a website with clickable links and so on, but we decided to go with a much more game-like interface. So you'll notice as we traverse the interface a little bit that we've got lots of dynamic stuff. We've got the bubbles going up. We have the Jacob's ladder that, sends sparks up periodically and so on to make things interesting for people who are interacting with the interface. Now our slogan is grow your brain. And so what we do is when you actually navigate through through this main menu, you end up bulging the brain based on the sort of topic that you have selected. And so let's actually take a look at academics to show that what happens is once you bulge the brain, and I've pressed the A button to actually select that button, we move to a menu that is actually dynamically built up based on the files that happen to be in this particular folder in our folder structure. So it's really easy to add more content and it just dynamically shows up in the interface. So we can go to the BI folder, for example, and you'll see that we have a couple of options here. We could actually watch a little promo video clip about the BI program. We could walk through a PowerPoint presentation about the BI program and so on. And so there are a whole bunch of different things. We can show movies and PowerPoint presentations and so on. I'm going to navigate back up to the top of the menu, though, to show you that one of the things that we really believe, of course, as a game development geek, I really believe, is going to engage students in the science and engineering topics is actually playing games related to those topics. So the top of the brain gets bulged and we go to the games folder, and you'll see that we already have a couple of relatively complicated games for students to play to learn about both science and engineering topics. And we'll actually show you each of those games in separate clips.